Welcome back to the Deep Dive. Today, we're really diving into something uh, pretty mind-bending.
Definitely. We're tackling some fundamental questions about existence itself.
Exactly. We're exploring this central question from our sources. What if our entire reality, everything you see and experience, is actually a kind of scientific experiment?
Designed by what the source calls a supreme consciousness.
Yeah, exactly. A big concept.
It really is. And this deep dive, it's going to challenge, maybe some core beliefs about reality, time, even your own ability to influence things.
Your personal agency.
Right. We want to pull out the key insights from the material we've reviewed, give you a shortcut, really, to understanding this, radical perspective.
So you're well-informed, yeah.
Right.
And hopefully, it gives you a fresh way to look at your daily life.
That's the goal.
We're digging for those nuggets of knowledge, the things that really stick.
Yeah.
And exploring how these ideas might, reshape how you see things and maybe even empower your own experience.
Absolutely. It could be quite transformative.
So, to unpack this, let's start with something basic. The scientific method.
Good place to start.
Our source makes it clear it's simpler than you might think. Not about labs and degrees necessarily.
Right. It's a process, a self-correcting one.
You have an idea, a hypothesis.
A question.
You test it, you experiment.
And see what happens, draw conclusions.
Anyone can think this way, basically. You don't need the lab coat.
Exactly. And underlying this, the source introduces what it calls the science of consciousness.
Okay.
The foundation is supreme consciousness is everything. It's all-knowing. It is reality.
Right.
But here's where it gets really interesting. This supreme consciousness had a novel thought, a question.
A question it didn't already know the answer to. How is that possible if it's all-knowing?
That's the paradox. The question was essentially, could novelty exist? Could something new arise that even I, supreme consciousness, don't already know?
Wow. Okay, so the very act of asking.
Proved it could. The question itself was the novelty.
Ah, I see. So our reality, then.
Is seen as the experiment. Designed by consciousness, running through consciousness that's us, sentient beings.
Us? Maybe aliens, intelligent volcanoes, as the source wildly speculates?
Potentially. Anyone or anything with conscious thought. The experiment is to see if objective novelty can emerge within the subjective reality.
To see if something truly new can happen.
Something not predetermined even by the source of all things.
And that hinges on complexity.
Right.
Right. The source says novelty needs complexity.
Precisely. True, original novelty doesn't just pop out of simple systems.
Even though our physical reality, the Materium, as the source calls it, seems built layer by layer from simple things, particles, atoms.
Right. But for something genuinely unforeseen, you need immense complexity, intricate interactions.
That's the theoretical path for something to emerge that's so complex, so unpredictable, that even supreme consciousness doesn't know the outcome beforehand.
The sheer scale and intricacy of the universe might be necessary for that. It's not just a backdrop. It's the engine for novelty.
So if you're listening, you're in the experiment.
You're a participant. Your conscious thought is part of it.
Every thought, every experience, feeding into this grand question.
Which frames our physical reality, our Materium, as a kind of constructed laboratory.
A purpose-built environment for this experiment.
Exactly. And the source contrasts this sharply with other views, which it calls Griptology, or links to Elohim-worshipping groups.
What's their view?
They generally believe the physical world, the Materium, is just there, independent of consciousness.
So if we all vanished, the rocks and sand would remain.
That's their perspective, an objective reality that exists whether it's observed or not.
But the source argues against that, even using their own science.
Right. It points out that quantum physics, which underlies much of modern science, shows particles, atoms, electrons only seem to pop into existence when we look for them, when they're observed.
The observer effect.
On a grand scale.
Yeah.
The argument is, maybe the Materium doesn't exist in a fixed way until consciousness observes it.
So consciousness isn't just interacting, it's participating in its creation.
That's the implication. A pretty profound one. It challenges everything we assume about solid reality.
Okay, let's shift gears to another huge challenge to our assumptions. Time.
Ah, yes, time.
The source puts it bluntly. Time does not exist. In my opinion, time is merely duration.
That really stops you in your tracks, doesn't it?
It does. What does that even mean?
The core idea is the eternal now. There's only this moment. Right now.
No real past, no real future.
Not in the way we think of them, no accessible, fixed points. What we call time is just our sense of duration within this constant now.
A mental construct, how our brain organizes things.
Pretty much. It's how we process the sequence of events, not some external river we're floating down. Past is memory, future is anticipation, but only now is real.
The speaker gives a great personal example with Heidi, right?
Yes, the deep conversations.
When they're totally absorbed, focused.
Poof! Sense of time vanishes. Hours feel like minutes.
Only when they disengage, when the focus breaks.
Does that awareness of duration passing come back, what we call time?
It really shows how subjective it is, tied to our attention.
Absolutely. And this experience of duration connects to what the source calls the event stream.
The event streams.
But think of it as this continuous flow of happenings, sometimes smooth, sometimes choppy, maybe erratic, but it never stops.
And that's what gives us our sense of duration, our sense of time.
Exactly. We perceive time because of the event stream, but the source insists time is fluid. It's in the mind. It's not a cage reality puts us in.
We're generating the river, not just in it.
That's a good way to put it.
So, okay, if time is just duration and reality is this event stream we're generating, the big question is, how much control do we have?
Right. How much can we influence this stream?
Can we shape it?
This brings in Melville Goddard. Our source leans heavily on his ideas, particularly the rule of assumption.
Goddard said, everything is imagination.
Yes. He saw the event stream. He called it imagination as forming reality before it appears physically.
So, control your imagination.
And you can alter your future reality. The source distinguishes a bit, using imagination for the process of creating, an event stream for the unfolding reality itself.
The principle is the same. The stream is responsive.
Yes. It's malleable.
And the key isn't just thinking. It's not just words.
No, words can even be a distraction, the source says.
It's emotion put behind a vision.
That's the engine. Intense, focused emotion tied to a clear mental image, a clear vision.
With no internal conflict, no doubts.
Right, and that takes work, diligence. Structuring your mind, aligning your feelings, it's active.
Very active. Mental and emotional discipline.
And the speaker shares some pretty incredible personal stories as evidence.
The near-death experiences.
Yeah.
3 of them.
Yes, clinically dead, receiving specific promises from his greater self.
The first was about meaningful work back in 2018.
Correct. And he returned, then went on to impact thousands, helping people with major life choices, financial guidance like crypto back in 2011, creating millionaires, reportedly.
So the promise manifested tangibly.
That's the claim, a direct result of that internal commitment.
The second promise was unusual, dying in a great global battle.
Yeah, quite striking. As a martial artist, it appealed to him, but he was physically weak at 65, so he declined it then.
But now at 72.
He's actively training, rebuilding his body, getting faster, stronger, preparing for that very possibility.
That shows incredible long-term focus, aligning physical reality with that vision.
And the third promise.
Love. Experience love in your remaining years.
Which manifested with Heidi, who he was already in love with, but he felt he needed to offer her a healthy partner, not a dying man.
So he consciously worked to rebuild his body for that relationship, despite major health issues.
Missing bowel, digestive problems, wonky biochemistry, as he puts it. Yet he attributes his physical recovery to understanding the event stream, the eternal now, and applying that focused emotional vision.
It wasn't just wishing, it was doing the work, embodying the desired state.
Exactly. A powerful testament to the principle if his accounts are taken as described.
So this brings it right back to you, the listener. Your mind is always doing this.
Participating constantly.
Consciously or unconsciously. The takeaway is, by understanding this and intentionally applying it, clear vision, strong emotion, you can shift from just believing it
to actually demonstrating it, proving it true in your own life.
Becoming a deliberate co-creator.
Yes, not just swept along by the stream.
But wait, if we're all co-creating, why don't things pop into existence instantly? Why can't I just think chocolate and it appears?
The common shared reality. That's the explanation offered.
We're all doing it once.
Billions of us, each creating our own reality, but they all blend, influence each other.
So my desire for chocolate is balanced against everyone else's reality streams.
Pretty much. It's a collective creation, which buffers individual manifestations, makes it a bit more stable, perhaps, less chaotic than instant wish fulfillment.
It's a symphony, like you said, not a solo.
Right.
And the source is clear. This isn't easy. There will be failures.
Oh, yeah. It's a process. Requires determination, diligence.
Facing down your own internal conflicts, your doubts.
Consciously structuring your mind, purifying your intent, and persisting, learning from the misses.
There's also this idea of a karmic engine tied to the event stream.
Yes. Responsibility comes with this power.
You can't just manipulate reality for purely selfish reasons without consequence.
The source warns against a stingy mindset. Focusing only on personal gain can apparently create negative feedback. Karma, in a sense, an energetic balancing act.
So how do you handle that? The speaker's approach is sharing the knowledge.
Like Neville Goddard did. Sharing it freely is seen as relieving that karmic burden. It's not stingy. It contributes positively to the collective.
Being a conduit, not a hoarder.
Nicely put.
What about different belief systems? Does this clash with religion?
Well, the source notes Goddard used a Christian framework, maybe for acceptance, even though he learned from an Ethiopian rabbi.
So the underlying mechanism is seen as separate from the religious wrapper.
That's the argument. The source is adamant. This is not magic. It's presented as a science of consciousness.
Though the source does specifically critique Islam, or Mohammedism as it calls it.
It does offer specific interpretation, suggesting some tenets might constrain this kind of reality creation. It's important to note this is the source's specific view.
But it also says many other religions, like Christianity, are compatible.
Yes, suggesting practitioners often integrate it through things like charity, aligning it with their faith's principles. So the core method might transcend specific doctrines for many.
Okay. And there's a warning about certain groups. The Elohim worship cult.
Yes, the source claims these groups know these principles but actively try to keep others ignorant.
Why?
To maintain control, essentially. Keep people distracted, unhealthy, stupid, and wasted on sugar and bad foods, is the phrase used, so they can't effectively manifest their own reality or challenge the status quo.
A conscious effort to suppress this potential in others. That's quite a claim.
It is. It frames the common shared reality as a space where some are actively trying to manipulate the collective experience.
Looking ahead, the speaker has some dramatic predictions.
Definitely. A great global battle, possibly involving the other UFOs, non-human intelligence.
And this idea that no major government survives 2027.
Yeah. Due to intense emotional reactions to ideas leading to massive societal upheaval, a prediction of profound change driven by collective consciousness shifts.
It ties into the speaker's fascination with non-human minds, doesn't it?
Absolutely. UFOs, animals. The belief that advanced aliens likely already understand reality this way, the event stream, the eternal now.
Which would make communication easier, eventually.
That's the hope expressed. A shared understanding of reality's mechanics could bridge the gap.
So for you listening, the invitation is clear.
Investigate, explore Goddard, experiment yourself.
Play with controlling your emotions, your focus, relative to the event stream, the future.
See what happens. Treat it like your own personal science project.
What are the benefits, ultimately?
The source suggests it makes you a better human. More self-aware, more emotionally controlled.
Gives you a different perspective on everything, more peace.
That's the idea. An empowered view of your place in the universe. It's about empirical validation through your own life.
The speaker shared that story about the single mother, too.
Right, from 2012. Applied the principles, improved her finances.
And even saw changes in her kids, who were considered mildly autistic.
Yes, suggesting the positive ripple effects of changing one's own state of being within this cooperative reality.
Cooperative reality. It demands energy-appropriate responses.
Exactly. It's self-referential, self-reinforcing, master it, and creation becomes more consistent, building on itself.
It's a commitment to living consciously.
With potentially profound rewards.
So let's sum this up. The core message for you. You're not just watching reality unfold.
They're an active co-creator, whether you realize it or not.
Time isn't fixed. It's duration. The event stream is malleable.
And your focused emotional vision is the tool you use to shape it. Your participation is key.
Which leaves us with a final thought for you to chew on.
Consider very carefully, what vision are you putting emotion behind right now, consciously or unconsciously?
How are you shaping your experience? And how are you contributing to the common shared reality?
What will you choose to manifest, starting from this very moment, this eternal now?
Explore it. Read Goddard, maybe. Or just start your own experiments in faith, as the source puts it.
Prove it to yourself.
This deep dive aimed to get you well-informed, to give you actionable knowledge about a reality-bending perspective.
We hope it sparks curiosity and maybe even some joy in discovering your own power within this incredible responsive universe.